Alright, good morning and welcome to another exciting edition of the Premier League Zone on Inspiration FM, your number one family radio station. My name is Anthony Ajulu. It was a thrilling weekend of action in the English Premier League as Liverpool edged out Manchester City, leaving us now to go 4 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. We're talking about all of that on the show as well. As always, I'm not alone in the studio. Dion Keshi is here, but Bruno is here as well. So Dion, how are you doing this morning?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning. First Premier League zone for the week. Yeah, it's a fantastic one. My weekend was very, very short, but it's always a pleasure being here.
It's good to have you here. It's good to have you here. It's good to be here. Sure? Another exciting week of the
You're sure you're not just saying this because Liverpool won yesterday?
Well, let's not dive into all of that. Let's not dive into all of that. Yes, Dion has led the cat out of the bag. Liverpool won at the weekend. They claimed a 1-0 victory over Manchester City. We're talking about what Liverpool did right and how they can build on that performance against Manchester City. But Manchester United, not so much. They were held to a goalless draw by informed Newcastle United. We'll be telling you just how that went down as well. So before we get into all the reviews and then the previews and everything, let's just give you all the results from the weekend, and then we'll pick a few of them to talk about. It started on Friday night. Brentford claimed a 2-0 victory over Brighton and Hove Albion. Ivan Toney with 2 goals there to take his tally to 8 for the season. Leicester City and Crystal Palace played out a goalless draw. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1-0 winners over Nottingham Forest. Fulham played out a 2-2 draw, 3-2 draw, as we said, against Bournemouth. Tottenham Hotspur 2-0 winners against Everton. Southampton played out a 1-1 draw with West Ham. Manchester United claimed they played out a goalless draw with Newcastle. Leeds United were beaten at home 1-0 by Arsenal. Arsenal were not at their best, but again, they will tell you that's the stuff of champions. You don't do well, but you get the win at the end of the day, and that's what Arsenal did on Sunday. Aston Villa were beaten 2-0 at home by Chelsea. A brace from Mason Mount. And the big one at the weekend, like I said earlier, was Liverpool claiming a 1-0 victory against Manchester City. A well-taken goal from Mohamed Salah, it must be said. Dion, let me start with you. Were Liverpool deserving of that win? First of all, were they deserving of the 3 points on Sunday?
I mean, if you look at the way Liverpool started the game, they were the ones at home at Anfield, and we know how Anfield in recent times has been known to be a fortress. Even though yes, Liverpool struggled this season, but if you look at the way they started the game, they had that sort of intensity. They didn't show the champions too much respect because they were out to at least prove a point, and they were able to do that on that. I would say they deserve that. They deserve that. It wasn't a smash and grab or City were just dominating play and all that pressure and everything, and out against the run of play they decided to get a goal. No, Liverpool were in that game from start to finish, and they even had chances to have extended their lead past one. There was Darwin Núñez who squandered a lot of chances. Also, Diogo Jota too missed that header that could have easily just given Liverpool an advancement on their lead and all that. But it was a good one for them. They were able to get that win, ended Manchester City's unbeaten streak in the league. And good one for Liverpool, good one for Mohamed Salah. We also predicted that, after that 7-1 demolition of Rangers, there was a confidence booster in that team. And we've seen it because prior to that game against Man City, they hadn't won in the league. They had drawn against Brighton and lost against Arsenal. But it looks like Liverpool are turning things around. Good one for them, good one for Mohamed Salah.
But was it that Liverpool were that good, or City got something wrong at the end of the day?
No, we can't say City got something wrong. I think full credit to Liverpool for the performance. And at the start of the second half, basically, you'd realize that Liverpool did miss some glorious chances from Diogo Jota to Mo Salah. And at the end of the day, I do feel Liverpool and City, Pep Guardiola and the Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp. I think if there's any manager, Pep, feels in some kind of way facing each time, it has to be Jurgen Klopp, because Liverpool, I think yesterday's win was the 8th Klopp has gotten over Pep. So at the end of the day, if we look at the chances created at the big moments in the game, I think it leans more towards Liverpool, and the fact that Liverpool showed that they did want the game more, that was the reason why that victory came about yesterday. Full credit to City for making a big game out of it, but at the end of the day, the results on the night did really reflect the excitement at Anfield yesterday. It could have been maybe 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, but again, Liverpool showed that they wanted it more.
Alright, Liverpool showed that they wanted it more. Let's just tell you that you can reach us at any point on this show. You can call us on 0700 923 923 923 0700 923 923 923, or you can send us a message on WhatsApp at 08173136193 08173136193. Dion, let's go to Old Trafford. Manchester United were held frustrated and whatever by Newcastle United. Share of the spoils, was it a fair result at the end of the day, or maybe could United have done more, or should United have claimed it at the end of the day?
I mean, both teams could have done more. But United, the onus was on them because they were playing at home, Old Trafford, and we expected Newcastle, to come in and be a little defensive because all the attacking threat Manchester United possess at the moment, even though they were without Eriksen, whose absence was actually felt in that game. They were begging for a lot of creativity in that middle. Bruno Fernandes, for all the good he's done for Manchester United, he struggles and he's an on and off player. Newcastle too could have done more. Let's not forget, the chances squandered by Joe Linton that came off the woodwork twice. So it was a game where both teams could have easily done better than the two. United even squandered some late chances, and that's how the game ended in a goalless draw. Considering the fact that I would say there's some positives from United's perspective, because prior to this, Newcastle's previous two fixtures, they scored 9 goals, 4 against Fulham, 5 against Brentford. So to come to Old Trafford and not be able to find the back of the net, Erik ten Hag can take some improvements and just take some little positives from there. But United have very, very daunting fixtures to come in Spurs and Chelsea, so they could have easily taken a win in that one. I'm sure they'll be ruining the missed opportunities, but all in all, it wasn't a bad performance for both sides.
But two questions. First of all, are United that down bad that the fact they didn't concede against Newcastle is seen as something the manager can cheer about?
You said it's an from Newcastle.
Wait now. I think that down bad. That not conceding a goal at home against Newcastle, even though they didn't win, but not conceding a goal at home against Newcastle.
I totally disagree.
It's seen as a big thing.
This is Newcastle that scored 2 against Man City.
Question number 2, buddy.
Okay.
Question number 2. Is it time we started taking Newcastle serious? Not as title challengers, but as a proper Premier League team that possibly can be fighting for a top 4 spot in the next 2 years?
Never. I still don't see them as that team.
Wow.
Yeah, I still don't see them as that team. And you look at the fact that, yes, they came to Old Trafford, pressed United really high and all that. But again, the quality isn't just there yet. The quality isn't there. Yes, they could be one of those teams that could be the spoilers, when they face the top sides. But yesterday, it was a game that if United are taking it to the next level, they should have comfortably won, basically. For Erik ten Hag as well, I think it's one game he should look back and feel possibly should have done more. 98 minutes in that game, and still it made only one change. You have the likes of 𝐈𝐍𝐻 on the bench, while Fred, was a no-show at the end of the day. For Jadon Sancho as well, it was nowhere to be found. So, possibly, maybe on a better day, United could have gotten the result. But putting United and Newcastle side by side, quality all around. No. I totally disagree.
I agree with you, buddy. I think it's a bit. Yeah, rubbing United on the ground.
Like,
if you are saying Newcastle, we do not consider against Newcastle.
Can I say something?
So we are trying.
At the end of the day, you need to take the positives and take whatever little gains you have in front of you. Newcastle, like you said in your intro, Newcastle are an informed side. You cannot overlook what they are doing. You cannot overlook. Yes, United should be. That's why I said they would rule the missed opportunities. But you cannot knock off Newcastle.
If United had won that game 3-2, 4-3, we would come here and praise them that they beat Newcastle, beat informed Newcastle. But saying again that they did not win, saying that this is Newcastle.
This is a Newcastle that went into a halftime taking the lead against Man City. Yes, they eventually bottled the game, but this is a quality side. 9 goals across 2 games. 5 against the Brentford that beat United. Come on.
At the end of the day, it's Manchester United. Let's give them the respect that they deserve. Exactly. So very quickly, buddy, let's just quickly talk about Arsenal. Just make it brief.
Title contenders.
Absolutely title contenders. Like the 4-point lead, we have to take them serious. They can go on and win it.
Oh well, yes they can. They can go ahead and win it. But let's not forget, it's still a long season. But Arsenal are picking points from the sort of games they would have dropped points some seasons ago. And like I've said several times, I do love the mentality. The fact that everyone is playing for each other, despite Leeds United making life very difficult for Arsenal yesterday. The Gunners still found a way to get out to the back of the net. And again, I think for Mikel Arteta as well, Gabriel Gabriel, the defender, is beginning to show that possibly is one of the weak points of that particular defense line. I think, at every point, in every game, there's always a rush of blood, basically. It could have easily been sent off yesterday for the lounge at Bamford, but again, VAR also was rescued yesterday. But again, an awesome performance by Arsenal. Even when some players are not doing too well, we didn't see much of Martinelli yesterday. We didn't see more of Odegaard as well. Aside the assist, nothing much to his game yesterday. That is why they have a player in Saka who, despite not having an excellent game, he pops up with that important goal to ensure that the Arsenal side did get all 3 points at Elland Road.
Definitely kudos to Arsenal. And Dion, very quickly, for Chelsea, I also want to talk about Kepa. Has Kepa taken that shirt off Edouard Mendy? And if he has, I think he deserves a lot of credit for rebuilding his career at Chelsea.
I mean, Kepa really just looks like a man who has begun to reinvent himself. I think the time on the bench really gave him a lot of perspective to think about how he would want to, ever act whenever he's called upon, and he's acted brilliantly. He's kept 2 clean sheets in the back-to-back games against Wolves and also the win against Aston Villa over the weekend. It just seems like, Mendy will just be on the bench for a long while to come because Kepa is doing what he needs to do. He's finally justifying, all the money that was spent to get him a couple of years ago. This is a man who has had a lot of controversies in the blue shirt, but it seems like he's finally coming good. So good to see him. And also, I would think the whole crown success of this is if he's added to Spain's World Cup squad. It might happen, but if he continues like this, it might happen. But good one for him and good one for Chelsea.
If you're going by current form, he deserves to go to the World Cup. He's brilliant.
All their previous 5 games in all competitions, they've won everything, and he's kept a couple of clean sheets in both. So it's good to look at when a man is really doing good and also appreciate the work he's doing.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button for more, leave a comment and like. Thank you.